Hey there, it's SciFest Wizard Sabrina, and I can't wait to take you on a journey to learn how to do a water pump with this 10 o'clock water lesson. So if you want to come on with me, I'm going to vlog the experience and you'll get to see how I can put together my water pump. So first things first, let's go over all the cool materials that you should have in your SciFest kit for this 10 o'clock water lesson.
Your first tool will be your 3-way valve. You should also have a syringe in your kit. You will have a graduated cylinder that can hold up to 100 milliliters of water. You should have multiple male and female connector pieces to connect your hoses. And finally, you should have several hoses that you can use to make your water pump.
And of course, for safety, don't forget your goggles.
You should fill your graduated cylinder up to 100 milliliters. As you can see, I already have mine at 100 milliliters.
Okay, my SciFest wizards, we're now going to test our water pump. We are going to be taking our water pump and moving the water from this graduated cylinder to this beaker. Take the 100 milliliters of water that you have collected in your graduated cylinder and carefully pour it into your beaker. We will now move the water that is in the beaker into the graduated cylinder, and we will try to see if we can move all 100 milliliters of water. You are first going to take your pump and make sure that the off is going to go to the side where the pump is facing, so that when the water enters your 3-way valve, it comes into your syringe and does not go through your tube. So you're first going to take it into your beaker and raise the syringe, and you should see the water starting to come into your syringe. Since the syringe only fills up with 60 milliliters, we will have to do this in 2 tries. Now that you have water into your syringe, you can take it out from your beaker. We can now measure and see how much water is in our syringe. We'll have to read it upside down, and I have almost 55 milliliters of water. I'm going to now take my hose and place it inside my graduated cylinder. Be careful that it does not tip over. I'm going to hold mine for safety. Now I'm going to take my 3-way valve and change it so that the water should start entering the hose when I press down on the syringe, and the off button is to this side of the 3-way valve so that the water cannot exit. I will now push down on my syringe, and you should be able to see the water fill up into the graduated cylinder. Wow, let's take a look and see how much water we have in our graduated cylinder now. We have almost 55 milliliters of water, which is exactly what we started out with in our syringe. Let's try to get that 100 milliliters. So I'm going to go back, and be sure to switch your valve back to the first adjustment so that the water can only enter the syringe. I'm now going to take my syringe into my beaker. I'm going to tip my beaker ever so slightly so that the water is going to enter that side of the 3-way valve. I'm now going to open my syringe and pull all of the water into the syringe. Can you see it emptying out the beaker? I'm going to tilt my beaker a little bit more just to be sure I can get all that water. I'm now going to remove my syringe from my beaker, place my beaker to the side, and what do I do next? Yep, you're right, I need to change my valve. I'm going to switch my valve to this side so that the water should now enter my pump and not go out the other side. So let's place our hose in our graduated cylinder, stick it down in there. I'm going to hold mine for safety. Let's see how much this fills up. Remember, we started out with almost 100 milliliters. And without the few extra drops left in the beaker, we should probably have between 90 and 100 milliliters in our graduated cylinder once I pump this water. So now I'm going to start pumping my syringe, and let's see if the water starts moving. Whoa! Would you look at that? Let's take my pump out a little bit. There goes all my water. Wow. We have 96 milliliters of water in our graduated cylinder. I'm so glad that we got to make our water pump today. Now I have a challenge for you to post on our 2 o'clock session today. How long of a hose can you make your water pump? How fast can you transfer your water from your beaker to your graduated cylinder? I know that you all are going to come up with some really cool science water experiments to show at our 2 o'clock session. This is Sabrina, your SciFest wizard, signing out.